the real balancing acts of our lives today is being a good parent. To be a good parent and try to carry on your career, have your marriage, your social life, your friends, it's very difficult. But in doing that as a parent, we have to learn how to prioritize. Prioritize as to what our individual child's needs are. And that means their discipline needs, that means their educational needs, that means the nutritional needs at times. My name is Eileen Richardson, and I'm with you at A Balanced Life. Today we had two guests that are parenting experts. They're going to teach us on how to effectively be parents, and we're going to be back with them in just a moment.
Got to be strong. To win, you've got to be smart. Maybe you can be one of us, the few, the proud, the Marines.
My twin brother David was killed in a car accident in rural Wisconsin and was instantly brain dead. And our family got a phone call probably about an hour after it happened. We had talked about organ donation. Actually, my brother was the one that had brought it up, knowing that those were his wishes. It wasn't scary. It wasn't a big deal. It just seemed like the right thing to do. So it was sort of like the most fitting tribute that, you know, his death, the final comment wasn't his death. It was that, you know, it was life. It was life affirming.
And welcome back. I'm with my first guest, Dr. Lucy Jo Palladino. Dr. Palladino has been in psychology for over 25 years, and she's got her own practice in Encinitas. She's also author of the book, Dreamers, Discoverers, and Dynamos. And it's very exciting because locally here in San Diego, she's gotten 2 awards for it, the Best Self-Help Book, as well as a Journalism Award in San Diego. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Lucy Jo, I wanted to tell you how much I have appreciated the book. The first title of the same book, if I'm not mistaken, is Edison Trait, correct?
That's true. Edison Trait, Saving the Spirit of Your Nonconforming Child.
Right. And when someone told me about that book, I picked it up, and it made such an amazing difference for myself and my son who's been diagnosed with ADHD. And I think it is such a positive way of looking at some of the qualities that the ADD and ADHD children have, as well as giving helpful information as a parent to make your child happy and feel very comfortable with themselves. So I am very thankful for that. And I think that if we talk a little bit about this book, it would help a lot of other parents out there. Could you explain to us, in the brain, how is it working differently with ADHD and ADD children?
Well, each of us has a different face, a different fingerprint, and a different brain chemistry. And kids who have problems sustaining attention have a brain chemistry where they convert a particular brain chemical called dopamine, which is a good brain chemical. It's what motivates us, helps us to do our work, to a different activating brain chemical, epinephrine, which is a stress chemical. Now, we all make this conversion. But kids with attentional problems make the conversion very, very quickly. Mm-hmm. They have both the ability and tendency to make this conversion very fast. Mm-hmm. Now, I say the ability and tendency because it's a gift as well as a problem. Mm-hmm. The reason I call the book The Edison Trait is because Thomas Edison was so impulsive. In school, he got kicked out twice. It was only when his mother decided to homeschool him and focus on his strengths and get him to build his skills that he was able to go on to become the most prolific inventor in the United States. When kids who have attention problems learn to build their skills, they not only slow down, make the right choices, they're changing their corresponding brain chemistry so that they now are able to convert that dopamine more slowly, yet still retain the ability to convert it quickly, so that they're the kids who are still the ones who can be the most original, most spontaneous, the quick thinkers, the original thinkers, the most resourceful and fun kids.
So is that why you call the second book Dreamers, Discoverers, and Dynamos? Those are the personality types and some of the positive qualities of these children?
Yes, actually Dreamers, Discoverers, and Dynamos is the paperback edition of the Edison Trait. Right on the cover it says formerly titled the Edison Trait. We were looking for, the publishers and myself, we were looking for words that were already in a parent's vocabulary. Dreamers, Discoverers, and Dynamos are specifically different kinds of Edison Trait kids, and how to help the child who is bright, bored, and having problems in school. Well, that describes a lot more kids than those who have ADD, and there are a lot more kids struggling with attentional problems, a lot more kids who have the Edison Trait than necessarily have ADD.
Why do you think it seems that now this is almost a buzzword, ADD, ADHD? Why are we seeing more of these children? Or has it always been a trait that children in school have seen?
Our culture is spawning the short attention span. We are the media bite culture, the remote control, click to the next program culture, the fast food, microwave, internet, mouse clicking culture. So, of course, kids who are impulsive are going to be even more impulsive. And what we also have is a drug that helps to slow down that chemistry that sometimes can be helpful. So we're looking for that diagnosis sometimes too quickly. Sometimes before we're looking for the skill building and other ways to get a child to slow down. Interestingly, there's another brain chemical called serotonin that is essential in slowing down this dopamine to epinephrine conversion, and that's the sense of well-being chemical. So when we can get a child to feel more secure, we can usually get a child to quit avoiding and procrastinating and being oppositional to the hard work of paying attention and finishing tasks.
Yeah. One of the things that I do remember reading about, and then at times I hear about it in school, and early on I experienced it with my son Devin, was that I kept on thinking he was so out of control in so many ways earlier that if a child didn't have an attention of their parent or perhaps a school or a child psychologist, and he did definitely have ADD, ADHD, would it be possible for him, without any attention, just letting him run as is, chemically, to become a responsible adult in society later on? Would he absolutely need that attention, or could he naturally kind of fit in on his own?
Well, children are resilient, and there are absolutely no absolutes. Right. However, when we look at the probabilities, once a pattern begins, and that pattern is a pattern of going quickly into stress chemistry, fight or flight, being oppositional or withdrawing or avoiding, it's